Welcome everyone to our Hatha class. My name is Tammy. We're focusing on balance today. And did you know that you need to go off balance to get stronger on balance? So that's what we're going to be focusing on, how we're able to, if it's going to be a movement that is going to be on balance, suppose that's going to be on balance. Maybe we're going to move a little bit off balance and then come back to that balance. Do we need to have counter poses too? Of course. So let's move to our mat. And at the top of our mat, we'll find balance. So in Tadasana, and the most balanced that you can be is lying down on the ground. So of course, this is when we have our, so this is my son. I do need to get this. Hello? Hello? Can you please come home? I know you're all laughing. Okay, so Cypress, you need to come home now. Okay, come home. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. I can get the phone. He didn't lock me out of the phone. Or answering. Okay, so Tadasana. I know you're patiently waiting here, maybe having a nice little laugh. So we're going to get those muscles working through the center of our body. Turning your palms towards the front. Stand tall with a nice inhale breath. We draw our arms up overhead, and the exhale breath, dive forward. Now here, still on balance, and let yourself hang. Let your head go. Draw your hips up to the sky just a little bit more. Elongating through our back. On balance, symmetrical. With an inhale breath, come up to halfway with the flat back. You can have the knees bent. Exhale breath, fold. We do this 2 more times. Nice on balance pose with an inhale, come up to halfway. Your arms can come out to the sides, elbows. Exhale, release 1 more time. Inhale, come up to halfway. And then the exhale breath, take your hands down to the ground. Step back with the right foot. Counter pose here. And then left foot. Hold the plank. Now gripping the mat with the finger pads. Spread those fingers out and grip your mat. Shoulders are strong. This is a nice pose for us for lots of strength. Jet the body forward. Come down to the knees and we lower. Hug those elbows into the waist when you lower. Uncurl the toes. Inhale to up dog. Keep it bone down. Draw the navel towards the spine. Exhale. 2 more times we do this. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. 1 more time. Draw your shoulders down. Inhale, lift. And exhale to downward facing. Alternate knee bends. You can have your feet close to your hands and then alternating knee bends. Bend through the knees. Now look to your hands. Walk the feet top of the mat. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. We have same on both sides. With inhale, come up to halfway with our flat back. Exhale, release, fold, head hangs. Draw your bottom up. Inhale, coming all the way up. Arms overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart center for your mudra, showing love and appreciation. And now feel those shoulders soften a little bit more away from the ears. We move through our warm-up a little bit quicker now. Inhale, breath. Draw that breath in. Your inhale breath is going to help you with that strength, support. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, coming up to halfway. Exhale, that push, and we come to plank. Chaturanga, jutting the body forward, lower. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Inhale. Exhale. Hear your breath. Exhale, bend through the knees, look to the hands, and walk the feet to the top of the mat. Ankles, knees, hips in line. And with an inhale, come up to halfway flat back. Exhale, release, hold. And inhale, coming all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart center. One more time through. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to plank. Again, jutting the body forward, and we lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Draw the navel in, imagine ice cubes underneath the belly button. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're really strong with that breath. Exhale, bend through the knees, look to the hands, and walk your feet to the top of the mat. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Inhale, halfway lift with our flat back. Exhale, release, fold. And inhale now, nice and strong through your foundation. Coming all the way up, and exhale, hands to your heart center. Beautiful. We bring our big toes together, adding a little bit more. Namaskara B. Inhale, come to a squat. Exhale, coming up and dive forward. Hinge your wings. We fold, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, draw those elbows in, nice and tight. And exhale, downward facing dog. We add more. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, step between your hands. Push your left heel back. And here's our counter pose. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg. Exhale, step between the hands. Push the right heel back and we come up, our high lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Externally rotate the shoulders, draw down. Are you able to get the heels closer to the ground? With the exhale breath, bend your knees, look to the hands, and walk your feet to the top of the mat. Big toes touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Head, hands, draw your bottom up, push. Inhale to squat. And exhale, coming up so strong and wrapping your arms the opposite way. Beautiful. Take your right hand behind your back, left hand in front, and draw up. Draw your tailbone down. Now standing tall. Tip your left ear to the shoulder, opening up to the right side. You may close your eyes to help improve your balance, closing your eyes. And inhale, take your head back up and open your eyes. Exhale, release, and switching placement of our arms. With an inhale breath, stand tall. Exhale breath, take the right ear to the shoulder. Again, you may close your eyes. And notice how your balance may change, coming off balance with your eyes closed a bit. With the inhale breath, draw the head back up. Open your eyes and exhale. Take your arms by the side of the body. Bend with the knees. Then you can do a step or you do a jump out. Ankles, knees, hips are in line with each other. Just a little movement through our pelvis, alternating knee bends here. Inhale breath, exhale breath, dive forward, and now we're gonna let ourselves hang. We're gonna do a sway side to side. So you can move those hips side to side first. Trying that, so just slow up those. And then you can hold on to opposite elbows and a little sway side to side, even closing your eyes. Let your head hang. Come back to the center. And an inhale breath. Coming up. Your hands. Exhale breath. Come up to halfway. Place your hands onto your hips. Inhale breath. Coming all the way up and into a back bend. And exhale. Release. Beautiful. Bring the big toes back together if it works for you. So heels are apart, big toes together. We move back into a squat. So just setting yourself up here, making sure that your knees are not passing your toes when you do. So coming into fierce pose, Uttanasana, we sit the bottom right back. Just putting hands at your heart center, so your mudra. And making sure that we're drawing our navel in towards our spine. And sit back a little bit more into those heels. And breathe. And wiggle your toes. A nice strong inhale breath. We make our way up and push, 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 push. Up. Good. Here. Up. Okay, how are we feeling with that? That was a nice strong pose there. We sit back down into our fierce pose with an inhale breath. Exhale breath, sit back down. Inhale breath, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, we twist towards the right side. Now into this twist, of course, you can feel yourself a little bit off balance. Checking that the knees are square. You can take that right hand away. Drishti could be a right thumb. I'm not going to say close your eyes because you're looking at your right thumb and you're really focusing. And then coming out of the twist, take your hands back together and take your hands back to the front. We're here coming back to balance. Take your hands down and draw your bottom up, let your head hang. Inhale breath, make your way up to halfway with your flat back. Exhale breath, release full, draw your bottom up. And then inhale, coming all the way up and arms overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Sit back down into the squat. We move into the other side. Inhale in. Exhale, twist towards the left side. Right knee we want to just forward, so pull it back. Your knees are square. We turn and twist. Or just use at the left thumb. Coming out of the twist with the exhale breath. And releasing, coming out of the twist. Take your hands down, draw your bottom up. Your head hangs. And find that center again. Breathing. Now breath is so important with balance. So continue to breathe that Ujjayi breath. Inhaling and exhaling and hear your breath. With an inhale breath, make your way up to halfway, flat back. And the exhale breath, release. Inhale breath, coming all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, taking your hands back to your heart center. Take your arms down by the side of the body and having your thumbs pointing forward. And roll back through the shoulders. Beautiful. And alternating arms crossing over your body. And release. Take your hands behind into the small of the back. Draw your fingers down and stand up tall. Draw your tailbone down. Draw your heart up towards the sky. And we continue to look up towards the sky and looking up a little bit more and coming with your eyes a little bit further back. Maybe you're looking at the corner edge of your ceiling, the sky, breathe out, nice and strong, nice and slow. So remember that being on balance, off balance, and those counterbalances, really focusing that on as we move through our class. Bend through the knees, and you can do a jump, or you're going to do a step out with ankles, knees, and hips. Again, in line with each other, and you may do a shift through the hips. With an inhale breath, draw your arms up overhead, and exhale breath, dive forward. With the peace fingers, wrap them around the big toes. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold, draw your elbows up to the side and our head. Are we able to push our bottom up a little bit more? Straightening our legs a little bit more. Inhale, breath, release your toes, step your hands forward. Exhale, breath, come up to halfway. Did you strengthen those quads? Through your foundation, we lift with an inhale breath into our back bend once again. And exhale, hold. You may bring your big toes together, or you're having ankles, knees, and hips in line with each other. So this will be for our crescent moon. With an inhale breath, draw the arms up overhead, intertwine your fingers, your index fingers pointing straight ahead, wrap your thumbs around each other, and draw the arms up. With the exhale breath, tip up and over towards the right side, tip your hips to the left. We have we're long through the waist, on each side, nice and long. Back coming up with an inhale breath. Exhale breath, tip over to the other side, but wrap your thumbs the opposite way. Again, long through our waist. Arms by your ears. Inhale breath, make your way back up. And then the exhale breath, dive forward. We let ourselves hang. That sway side to side. You may hold on to opposite elbows. Inhale breath, come up to halfway, flat back. Exhale, release, fold, bottom up. And inhale all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Place your hands onto your hips. And we do a step or jump out with the ankles, knees, and hips in line with each other into Tadasana. Stand tall. Close your eyes. We are working on our balance. Bring out to Tadasana. You can do a little shift side to side with the hips. Now with our arms, I'd like you to cross. Take your right arm and cross it underneath of the left arm, and then twist your arms around. Eagle arms. We draw the arms up and then draw your arms down. Elbows be in line with your shoulders. We look through your third eye. Your third eye is between your eyebrows. With the exhale breath, let your shoulders soften even more. Exhale breath, come out of eagle arms. Inhale breath, open up. Exhale, take your left arm underneath your right arm, and then we twist and wrap our arms around each other. Inhale, draw your arms up. Exhale, draw the arms down. And again, you may have those elbows in line with your shoulders. Looking through your third eye. And we're feeling this nice big stretch into the back of our shoulders, into your collarbones. Yeah, it's probably what we needed today too. End of our day with an exhale breath. Release. Release those arms by the side of the body. Beautiful. Roll back through the shoulders. Your thumbs could be pointing forward. Now just a little shift through the hips. Rock side to side, alternating knee bends. And then come back to your center. Arms by the side. Draw the navel in, tailbone down. And we stand horse. Okay, holding onto the hips with the hands. Bend through the knees into crescent lunge. We step the right foot back. And now, counterbalance here. Take the right arm in front and draw down into this high lunge. Now you can open up a little bit more and then sit down into your crescent lunge. Take your right arm down. We add a twist, and we're going to twist over to the left side. Notice that you're gripping the mat with your toes, left toes. You can have your thumb pointing up towards the sky if that's easier on your shoulder too. Shooting the energy out through your fingers. We twist a little bit more. And coming out of the twist, taking both arms in line with your shoulders. Turn your thumbs up towards the sky, and we're opening up through the shoulders. Take your arms up higher. Come back to shoulder height. Place your hands onto your hips. And a big step forward. Oof. Okay, shift through the hips. Nice opening that was for our pelvis. Bend through the knees into the other side. So now we take the left foot back. Back into the crescent lunge. And coming down into that crescent lunge. Sitting down. Okay. Take the left arm up. Add the twist. Twisting towards the right side. Notice what your toes are doing. You can have your thumb up. Your palm is down. Are we able to twist a little bit more? Continue to have that right knee pointing forward. Feel strong in those legs by pushing your heel back, left heel back. Feel your foundation sink. Now coming out of the twist, taking both arms in line with the shoulders. Again, you can turn those thumbs up. Taking your arms overhead. Bring your arms back to shoulder height. Think deeper, and then place your hands on the hips and step forward. Now, I didn't cue you actually with the breath, but I'm sure that you're breathing, really targeting where we're pushing through our breath. I want you to feel that into the back of the throat, that inhale. Opening up the exhale, the push. Now shift again through the hips. We move into warrior B and then we'll move into the twist too with it. So bending through the knees, coming into warrior B, right foot steps right back, entering on the ball of the foot. Inhale, take your arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, come into that lunge. We look over our middle finger and we breathe. Left knee pointing straight ahead. Shoulders soften. Upper body right over top of the pelvis. Sometimes you want to jump forward, but we're not right now. With an inhale breath, windmill your right, and then left hand down towards the ground. Exhale, hold. Inhale. We take the left hand to the left hip. Exhale, twist. Outside edge of the right foot is down. You may release your hand away from the hip. And drishti's at left thumb. Shooting energy out through your fingers without overextending into the shoulder. Coming out of the twist with the exhale. Inhale, windmill your right and left arm back up to warrior B. Exhale breath, bend through the knees and step with a nice push towards the front. And remember that breath, that exhale breath is your push. Okay, and then shift the hips. To the other side, I'm just gonna go to this other side of the mat so that you can see me when we open. Bend through the knees and take the left foot back, turning on the ball of the foot, and your foot is down. With an inhale breath, draw your arms up to shoulder. Exhale, lunge forward. Now checking that knee, pointing straight ahead, opening up through your pelvis. Inhale breath, windmill your left, and then right hand down. Exhale, hold. Inhale, place your right hand onto the right hip. Exhale, twist towards the right. Take the hand away, and drishti is at the left. Right thumb. Right knee pointing straight ahead. Exhale breath, come out of the twist. Inhale breath, windmill your left, right hand back up toward the exhale. Bend through the knees and step to the top of your mat with a shift through the hips. So with the windmill, that's that coming off balance, but feeling the counter pose, how you can balance as you become asymmetrical. So now at the top of the mat again, bending through the knees, we step back into a crescent lunge, so our high lunge. And I want you to just hold this lunge right here, sitting the hips right down. Take your hands down towards the ground. So hold the low lunge and sit down. Down, down, down into your hips. You may open up through those legs a little bit more by scooching your right foot. You can tent your fingers here. You can make fists. You could use blocks for support. I'm just going to balance my upper body onto my left leg here too. I'm going to take that pressure off my wrists. With the exhale breath, calm down a little bit more into those hips. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. So place your hands down and with a step back with the left foot, we come back. Okay. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step between your hands. Now we're back to our low lunge here. And we're holding. Support. Sit those hips down. We feel our upper body balancing on the forward leg. Sit the hips down a little lower. And back to downward facing dog with the exhale breath. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Draw those hips back. Draw them up and back. Bend through the knees and come down to the knees. Step forward with the right hand, left hand, and into a balance pose here or puppy pose. Arms forward. Draw your forehead down towards the ground. If you need to have more support for the knees, please do so by double up your numbers. Coming out of the puppy pose, taking one hand and the other hand back to all fours here. Step forward with the right hand, left hand into downward facing dog. We lift the the right leg up to three-legged dog, bending through your knee. Flex your foot. Now turn the knee out to the right. Keeping the foot flexed, stacking your hips over top of each other. Look underneath your right armpit. Hello. And coming out. Place your foot down. And now three-legged dog for the other side. Lift the left leg up. Bend through the knee. Flex your foot. Turn the knee out. Stack the hips. And we look underneath of our left armpit and say hello. And coming out. Place your foot back down. And come back to all fours. Let's let those wrists rest. You may sit back into child's pose, puppy pose. You may have your knees turned out to the side. But I want you to just turn those palms up towards the sky. And the hands just rest. So resting those wrists. Resting your joints. Putting pressure on your joints the opposite way. It feels very very relaxed. Feels like they are releasing. You can also have your arms by the side and then turn your palms up towards the sky too, if you're in child's pose. Now come out of child's pose and we have all fours right here. Making our way back towards the top of our mat, step forward with right hand, left hand, in, back into downward facing dog, bend through the knees, lift your hands, and walk your feet to the top of the mat. Ankles, knees, hips in line. Inhale, come up to halfway, flat back. Exhale, release, hold. Inhale, coming all the way up, arms overhead, and exhale, hands to your heart center. Now we have something fun. I haven't done this with you before yet, but it is a walking tree pose. So it's going to look like a tree pose, but we take a step out of it. Okay, so into our tree pose here first. We lift the right foot. So you may want to come off of your mat here too, that when you start. So then it's a little bit more balanced, but if you want to work on your mat. So into tree pose, we hold, and then come out. Take a step, and then the left foot lifts into tree pose. And then take a step, and the right foot lifts. Take a step, and back into tree pose. Placing your foot onto your calf or inside of your inner thigh. Take a step, and into tree pose for right. Take a step, and tree pose. Isn't this fun? Take a step, and then tree pose. Take a step, tree pose. Take a step, and come out. Okay, something different. So a different way to do it. And so as you do that, of course, that when you place your foot, you can work on placing your foot onto the inside of your thigh as you progress too. Your arms could be up higher for more balance. Now into our next pose, it is dancer's pose. Definitely one of my favorite balance poses. And sometimes doing lots of things through the day, our hips become really tight. So this is a good pose to notice how we're feeling into our joints. So coming back and feeling that stability in our body, that balance. Okay, so for dancer's pose, I'll turn to face you. It's gonna come to the top of my mat here. With an inhale breath, we draw our arms up overhead. The exhale breath, take your right elbow in towards your waist. Now, feel yourself rooted down. You can come off your mat here too. Bring your foot up, hold onto your ankle or the inside of your foot. Now, flex your foot, pelvic tilt. Look at something that is not moving. When you're ready, holding forward, hinge, drawing your foot up, stretching out, but holding nice and strong through your center. And then coming back towards your center, and then release, and a shift through the hips. Into the other side. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, take your left elbow to your waist. Now again, hold on to your ankle or inside of your foot. Flex your foot. Pelvic tilt. You may remain here. And when you're ready, hold forward. You could be holding on to something in front too. Take your leg higher. And now we draw back towards the center and release and a shift through our hips. Oof, maybe even a little sway. Okay, I am going to turn to face you with this next one. We pick up our knee and holding onto the knee. Now we have to have that counter pose here. So when we turn the knee out to the side, you know, just hold onto your leg. We're having our arm out to the side, opposite arm, and creating a mudra. You can have your thumb towards your middle finger. Now stand up tall, so come lift those hips up so they're straight. If you wanted to, you could hold onto your ankle. You could hold onto your big toe with your peace fingers. And coming out, we take the knee and the hand back to the center. Extend your legs straight, and then place your foot down and a shift to the hips. Whew, that's a big pose. Okay, into the other side. Root yourself down. We take the knee up. Other arm coming out to the side. Now turn that knee out. I can hold here. Hold your knee. It could be right here, having your hips square. You may extend your leg, holding onto your ankle or your big toe with your peace fingers. Now coming back, draw the knee back. Take your hands to your heart center. Extend your legs straight and place your foot down and shift through the hips. Lovely. Okay, making your way down towards the ground. Hold on, you can see me a little closer here. Making your way down towards the ground. There's something else that I wanted to do, but that's okay. We're always working on balance. I will do that movement with you next time. Okay, so coming down towards the ground, we'll come into boat pose, which will be good for our balance. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. You may come in through a vinyasa flow, a sun salutation with me. Exhale. You can do this just on your own time here. I'm going to go through it just a little bit quicker. Walk, step, or jump to seated. And we take our legs out towards the front. Remove the fleshy part from your bottom sternum and your sits bones. Sitting up nice and tall. Now, hands coming behind, we bend through our knees. Lift your heart up towards the sky. Heels down towards the ground and draw your heart up. Now, take one hand behind one knee pit and then the other hand behind the other side into boat pose. Continue to lift your heart up towards the sky. Now scoop. Draw your navel in and breathe. You can release your hands. You can be looking at your big toes. Continue to draw the belly in. Try to not let the hip flexors be used. You can straighten your legs. Coming out of boat pose and release. Okay. Now, if you wanted to do something fun with boat pose, it is good to come off balance again. You're going to get stronger. So you can come back into boat pose with me, and then you can just rock side to side. And now, since we're in boat pose, we're going to feel the waves start to get a little bit wild, and we're going to roll over to the side and then come back up. So practicing that rolling too, it's so important. If we ever trip by accident, which sometimes happens because yes, it has happened to me a few times. And how do we fall? So always trying to practice that roll. How do we come down? Because unfortunately, yeah, those falls do happen. So it's coming in back into boat pose again. That's why balance is definitely so important, and learning that When you do come off balance, how do you come back to on balance and safely? So coming back into boat pose, and now calm waters, but then the wind starts to pick up like it was today, and then the boat starts to tip side to side. Ooh, so strong with our core support. And then we roll over to the side. And then coming up. Lovely. Okay. Coming out of that boat pose, moving into deer pose, taking the left leg in front, right leg behind, and now pelvic tilt. We add our twist towards the left side, sitting up nice and tall, twisting. The last part, let's look over our shoulder, left shoulder, turn your head. Inhale, sit taller. Exhale, come out of the twist. And now to the other side. Okay, I just turn my body now with pelvic tilt. And we twist towards the front, over to the side. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist, looking over your shoulder. Exhale, making your way out. And take those legs forward. And then just give them a little shake, shake, shake on the floor. And then one more time. Then a nice bang up our bones. And our hips. And brush out through your toes, and we release that energy. And out, draw your arms down your legs again, and brush. Okay, so I want you to squeeze those legs, and then feel your fascia over top the muscles, and coming down your legs, we sweep and release everything that does not surface. Rolling over to the side of our body, and then into figure four. So our side of our body. And this is when, if you have anything around you, you can just remove it. So crossing your right leg over top of the left knee. Wrap your hands around the left leg. Now into figure four. Draw the left knee in. We let our lower back settle. Exhale, breath. Release your foot down. Uncross, and then into the other side. Cross your left ankle with the right knee. Wrap your hands around the right leg and draw them in. With the exhale breath, place your foot back down to the ground. Now taking one knee and then the other knee into the chest, and we bring those legs up. Point and flex the feet. Point. And take those legs back, toes down towards your face. Take them back a little bit more. Push your heels up as you're taking your legs closer towards your body. And then release. Knees into the chest. Soft. And doing whatever other pose that you would like to do for yourself before Shavasana. Now, This is the most balanced that you can be when you're lying down on the ground. So you may be on your back. You may have your legs straight. You could have your knees bent. You could have a nice blanket underneath of your knees for support. Be on the side of the body or in a comfortable seated position for yourself. In Shavasana, we let ourselves find stillness. We let our eyes close, eye sockets heavy. Gentle and kind with yourself. Feeling centered. Feeling whole. And let our mind wander. Enjoying the stillness, the quiet. I will call you back when it is time. slowly starting to come back. Hearing different sounds around you. Notice your breath. Feeling whole, centered, balanced. Feeling at peace. We wiggle our toes and our fingers. If you're lying on your back, you can bend one knee and then the other knee and rolling over to your right side to fetal. And then making your way up to a comfortable position for yourself. Placing your hands to your heart center for your mudra, love, and appreciation. With our hands at our heart center, we draw the sun and the moon together, and we feel balanced. We feel centered. With an even breath, we inhale and exhale, soften. Thank you very much for joining me, sharing your practice. Namaste.